Hey guys, I'm going to make a quick video to show you how to make a production report out of the Access database now. Basically, early on, before we made the dictionary profiles, we were looking at trying to make a report that was very similar to this. This was just made with some old data that we had. Eventually, when I get the system all connected into the web, if that's the route we want to go, we'll be able to produce this kind of report. But right now, this report can be regenerated in Excel. And so in this video, I'm going to try to show you how to do that. So first thing, let's start with how you would do it if you wanted to do it right now. So if you need to go to the production database, go ahead and download this 9.0. And even though everything isn't perfectly reconciled yet, the system is still ready to start reporting right now. So as soon as this downloads, then what we should do is just open it up, click on Enable Content, and then click on Menu, and then go ahead and close that. Oops, sorry. And then go ahead and save it. You want to save it to your desktop, and let's just save it as something else. That way I can show you how you would change the source. Okay, so then that's the first thing you do. And then what you need to do is, I'm going to post this Excel file to the SharePoint site, but you would download this Excel file as well. And it's important that we use this Excel file because I've already made a connection to the production query. However, when you get it, you will have to link it to wherever you saved it to. So the first thing you do after you open this file is you'll go to the data and connections, and you will go to properties, and then you go to definition. And in this dialog, what you need to do is you need to click on browse. See, the reason why is because right now you're going to get the link that's to my computer, but you need to change it to the file that you download and save on your own computer. So all you need to do is click on browse, and then remember where you saved it at. And so here you would actually go to the one you saved, which is demo. And all you do is double click. And then here what you need to do is click on the one that says Query Master Dictionary Macro 3. So this is the one that gives us the production data. And if we need to change this name later on, we can, but that's the one nevertheless. So you just click on OK. And now you have created that data connection onto your Excel. So now you can click on refresh just to make sure that this is refreshing OK. And now this is your connection into that query. So then from here, all you have to do is close. And then at this point, what you want to do is you want to bring in a pivot. So by going to insert and click on pivot table, then you want to go to use an external data source, choose connection, and this is the connection that you just refreshed. And it should put it right here. So what you want to do from here is just double click on it and then click OK. And now you'll get this kind of pivot table. Now, what we recommend doing is that you go to this design part and that you click on this one in the upper left hand corner. Double click on that. Double click on that. And then you want to right click on the pivot, go to pivot table options, click on display, and go to classic pivot table layout. And now you have formatted it correctly to start reporting. So if I want to make this report that looks like the online app, see here, production, tank battery, and just choose whatever. Okay, so this is all just, actually I think this is dummy data, but I want to try to replicate this report. So the way I would do that is I would go ahead, so since we have the battery on the top, you had the tank ID on the next layer, and then we had what these are actually the gauge barrels, the production barrels, run barrels, and net barrels. You know, we had it named slightly differently here. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and find the battery names, and put the battery names here. And then you want to find the tank ID. So you have tank ID dictionary and tank ID table. Go ahead and use the one for tank ID table. I bring them both in just to make sure that they're both the same when I was reconciling this report. Well, on the battery name, you want to go to ARCO G2CTB, and automatically you can see that it will go ahead and and it will it'll put. You can see that these are the tank IDs associated with this battery name. So now at this point, what you need to do is put the gauge date here, and then I like to put the gauge month here. And then at this point, you want to go ahead and put in the. So we have 4 different kinds of calculations here. So you have your gauge barrels, you have your you have your run barrels, and you have your production. Actually, production goes between run and gauge, and then you have your net barrels at the end. So again, the gauge barrels is just a calculation based on the feet and the inches that get reported on the gauge report. You want to change all these to sums. The prod barrels is the day-to-day difference. The run barrels is the lookup that we have. And actually, let me change this to make it look cleaner. This, and then again change the last one, the net barrels, to a sum. And then I always like to choose 2 decimal places and use the comma because it makes it look really neat. Okay, so at this point now you basically have the report that you're wanting to make, but here you can go in and you can change these names to whatever you want to say. You basically have the option to make an alias. Prod barrels, run barrels, net barrels. Okay, so now let's click on, and I don't know if this data should be similar. Okay, so obviously this data is not. I guess when we redid the dictionary, it wasn't like this, but nevertheless, the ARCO Fiji CTB had this tank ID and this tank ID for March 2014. So now at this point, what I would go ahead and do, since you don't really care we only care about total. So you can get rid of these and just leave the totals here. Okay, so now at this point, what I like to do is I like to auto width the columns, and now you have your report. So this gives you a report of by day, and you can switch the months if you want here, and you can see this is your battery name, these are your tank IDs, and this is your gauge barrels, your prod barrels, your run, and net barrels, and then the totals for all those. So if you look closely, you may be able to find some where the run barrels didn't match up, but it looks like everything here was okay. Maybe this one looks like it might be a problem. So let's say we can investigate this. So the only thing is that you actually you won't be able to open your Access database if you have this open. What you need to do is actually, if you want to work with your Access database, just close this first, and then go to your Access system, and then go ahead and open up your no, not that one. Yeah, then you want to go ahead and just open up your Excel here. So if you do it the other way around, then you won't be able to access the Access database. So if we go here and we want to go to applications and we want to investigate this, then we go to production viewer, and then we can say, okay, this looks a little suspicious because, let's say that we think this looks a little suspicious because it just seems like there's too much. You shouldn't have 100 produced barrels, at the beginning of the month. Seems kind of weird. So let's go ahead and look at 13479 for March 2014. So 13479 for March 2014. And it is pretty weird. Okay, so it looks like there was a run that probably happened in February. So here, what we can do is go to 225 2014 to 331 2014. On that. And so apparently you do only have one, which is strange because you can see here from 220 to 31, you have a drop of 76 barrels. But for some reason they picked up 175. So I'm not really sure. It seems like a big discrepancy, but maybe it's okay. I don't know. So the thing is, though, you can obviously see here that right now these totals are not matching up. So in order to reconcile this, I would recommend moving that run barrel into March for the official run date, if we can do that. But again, I'm not sure how that should be handled. Okay, so again, you don't have to remake this pivot every time because basically I already made it here. So every time you open this, all you need to do is go to your connections, find the new access, find the access file that you download, and make sure you refresh this. Okay, and so you can't. So it turns out you're not going to be able to refresh it when you have this open. So you'll have to actually close this and then refresh it. There you go. And then all you have to do is just refresh this pivot, and then you should be able to query your report. So just to show you, you can make your report however you want to make it, by battery name, tank ID. We have production unit, tank name, well name, lease ID. So all these different reports can be made through this one pivot, which is really nice. And okay, and that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions.